back to Babywearing 101, where I teach you the basics of baby wearing. Today I'm going to tell you 5 tips to make ring slings click. Let's get started. So what is a ring sling? A ring sling is a long piece of non-stretchy material that utilizes 2 rings and tension like a hammock to keep the baby against your body. The first 2 tips are about ring placement before you get started. So pick whichever shoulder you want, and I want you to put those rings unnaturally high and on your shoulder. That's tip 1 and 2. You want it unnaturally high and not up here at all. Before I move forward, I just want to make sure that nothing in the back is twisted. See how this is the top, that's the bottom, nothing twisted. Now I'm going to put the baby into my sling and I'm going to make the seat. This right here is called the top rail, that's the top of the fabric. This green part down here is called the bottom rail. I'm going to grab the bottom rail and I'm going to pull it so that it's slightly between me and my baby. That's how I initially create the seat for my baby. Step 4, I'm going to manually pull out some of this slack. I'm going to grab right here and I'm going to do my first pulling, and this is step 5. I'm going to directionally pull. I'm going to find the top rail right here. This is the top edge of the fabric, and I'm going to pull in the direction of that fabric. This is the most important thing for keeping your threading good. As long as you're pulling in the correct direction, your threading is not going to get too crazy. See how it got a little bunched up? Now, I'm going to find that bottom rail, which isn't even on the end right now. It's way underneath, and I'm going to pull it straight down. And look at how that's straightened back out. And now I'm going to grab that middle, that yellow bit, and I'm going to pull that at a diagonal. And now see how it's straightening out? Directional pulling will keep your threading, for the most part, in line. So step 3 was we're gonna manually pull out some of that slack. We're gonna do directional pulling. And see how my rings have moved way down here and some of this fabric has moved up on my shoulder. I'm gonna move it back out just a little bit to keep it nice and comfortable. But this is why you wanna start super high up and super far over, because as soon as you start pulling on things, it's going to move. A lot of people like to start with a really small pocket, and I totally get why they do that. I go big pocket. You can do whatever you want. I go big pocket because as long as I'm directionally pulling, it doesn't matter. As long as I'm directionally pulling, my threading is going to mostly stay in line enough where I can just keep on tightening and adjusting forever without it becoming so misaligned that it's a problem and I have to unthread. In my last video on safety, I talked about doing the pelvic tilt. You can absolutely do a pelvic tilt in your ring sling as well. So you just kind of grab those knees, lift up, and that helps that booty drop down further. It's a little harder with Leonardo because he doesn't have bones. These are the 5 tips in using a ring sling that really made it click for me. We want them out. We want the rings really high to start. We want them out on the shoulder. We want to make sure to create that seat by putting the bottom rail between you and baby just a little bit. We want to manually pull out slack before we pull on the rings. And we want to pull directionally. This top rail is always going that direction. This bottom rail is always going straight down. This middle is always going diagonal. I hope that helps, and I have a longer video that I've filmed and is in my drafts that I'm going to publish also today, where I go in a bit more detail. This one's just the quick top 5 tips. Have a good day.